But thank God, the Minnesota Timberwolves getting back in this series with a monster blowout win in Game 3. Minnesota Timberwolves 143-101 against the OKC Thunder. We'll get to the Knicks and the Indiana Pacers in a minute. But we need one of these teams to get there, at least. New York Knicks, Minnesota Timberwolves. We need one of these teams. We don't want to see an Indiana Pacers and an OKC. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see an Indiana Pacers and a Minnesota Timberwolves, which it would be a little more enticing, but still, you kind of want to see the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New York Knicks. Both of these teams are down in this series. They need some help. They need some help. Julius Randle finally came to the party. He was huge in the win in Game 3. Of course, Anthony Edwards, big 30 points by him. He had to find himself in this series. They was taking him away, made him work hard, running bodies at him. If the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win this series, he has to stay aggressive. Multiple players are going to have to stay involved. They had 7 players in double figures. That's a recipe for victory. You're sitting here with Julius Randle with 14, which, of course, he had to have a big comeback game from Game 2. 10 points for Jaden McDaniels, which he can play better than that. I'm expecting him coming into Game 4 with a better outcome. But 7 players in double figures, man, you can't go wrong with that. They had that ball moving, and a lot of players are activated. That's the big one right there, Anthony Edwards. 30 points, 2 steals, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, 5 for 8 from the three-point line, 12 for 17 from the field. But when you have production like this, 7 guys in double figures, man, that's efficient. 12 for 17 is efficient. You can win ball games like that when you have help. This is the ingredient it's going to take for the Minnesota Timberwolves to get back in this series. You come less than this. Now, you don't have to have 7 players in double figures, but you're going to have multiple players involved to help Anthony Edwards out for the rest of this series. If Ant-Man comes up short, they're going to have problems. He has to play well. Just like this, 30-point plus a game for the rest of the series if they're going to have a chance to win this series. Now, they got off the snide and they got this one win at home. Tie this thing up, go back to New York. That's the best recipe for you, because if they win Game 4, just wipe it away. This win doesn't mean anything. If OKC wins Game 4, this means nothing. Nothing. You're going to have to come with it, plain and simple. So I'm looking for the Timberwolves to get back in this series. It has to go the distance. You don't want OKC running away with this thing. Look, I love the way OKC plays. I love a lot of the players on the team. Love their style of play. But if they have to go to the finals facing Indiana Pacers, that might be the lowest watched finals in history. In history. You have people, certain people watch it just to watch it because probably nothing else is on. I am pretty sure the NBA do not want to see that. If the Knicks go facing OKC or the Timberwolves, it doesn't matter. People still tune in because it's New York. And then you got star power from the Minnesota Timberwolves. You got star power from the OKC Thunder. Indiana is just not fancy enough. I'm sorry, it's not fancy enough. So New York, they're in bad shape. Meaning that's what we finna get to now. They're in bad shape. They got to get back in this series. Let's check them out real quick. Are the Knicks choking away this series? Yes, they're choking away this series. Knicks coming in with a high expectation. Whole season. The pickup of Cat. Some other additions. Jalen Charles Bronson, clutch player of the year. What is going on with the Knicks? I'm going to tell you what's going on with the Knicks. Number one thing is they're too Jalen Charles Brunson heavy. They're wearing this guy out. Too much usage. Between the games, early on, at the end, he has the ball in his hands and you want the ball in his hands. But they're still top heavy on Jalen Brunson, which makes their offense stagnant, especially coming down the stretch. You have all eyes on Jalen Brunson. This happens with all superstars. You have to make a defense move. They know he's the man. Mikal Bridges, great game by you for your standards. But my only situation and problem with that is that he's taking too many attempts, in my opinion. He was 9 for 18 from the field. Cat was 6 for 14 from the field. Tell me how Mikal Bridges are getting more attempts than Cat. How can that be possible? The Knicks are losing because they're not keeping it simple. They're not keeping it basic. Now, Cat, he's at fault with a lot of this. Looks like him and Thibodeau got something going on. He's been bitching him lately, cutting his minutes. He needs to slide his feet, body up people, get more active with intensity on that side of the ball. And that might be the problem with him and Thibodeau. But also, what I think with Cat, shooting those three-pointers, he needs to get down low. A lot of people talk about it. Look, as talented as Cat is, if they're going to come out of this series, they're getting ready to lose this series if they don't switch it up quick. It needs to be a two-man game, most and all of the game, of getting Jalen Brunson involved along with Cat. They have to work off each other, inside and out. Cat, you got to quit shooting all those three-pointers. Shoot it when it's there, but don't rely on it. Another reason I think Thibodeau is putting him on the bench because he's just shooting all these wild, off-timely shots, messing up the offense, quick in the shot clock. He hits one, next time you give him the ball, first swing, no dribbles, the ball is flying. No, man, you got to make the defense work. You got to move that ball around. You got to get down low, spend most of your time in the paint, drawing fouls, getting and ones. We've seen Cat do that. We know he's capable of doing that. But to me, he loses focus throughout the game. You got to get him involved early. Everybody know this. Thibodeau should know this. Give him the ball, feature him early, get him in the groove, then work off of that. Then here comes Bridges. Here comes Hart. Here comes Anunoby. Jalen finishes in the end, but not being stagnant, still with ball movement, but knowing that you want him to take the final shot. It's very simple. The defense is good enough, but if they're going to come out of this series, Cat is going to have to be featured. Cat is going to have to be dominant. Cat need his touches. Cat should be getting 25 attempts or more a game, my opinion, if he's down low. 3 to 4 attempts a game. That's all he needs. And quit catching the ball way out, power ball, 4-point shot, deep, thinking you got that range. You hit it occasionally. But that's not what your team needs. They need you down low, Cat. You want to come out of this series? Or do y'all want to go home?